This is Southern Cross News with Joe Palmer.
There's renewed hope on the West Coast tonight with news Zeehan's Avery mine will reopen. Operators are now on the hunt for 200 workers, with production expected to start as early as January.
After nearly a decade in the dark, there's finally light at the end of the tunnel for the Avery mine. The site has sat idle since 2009, when a crash in the nickel price saw its former operators shut the gates at the cost of 200 jobs. But with the commodity price doubling in the past year, work is starting again.
We're essentially starting today with the refurbishment and ramp up, and we hope to be ready to ship concentrate in January.
The company is now recruiting 200 staff as it moves towards production. Some, like Wynyard apprentice Eric Spinks, already have a foot in the door.
Very keen because ever since probably year 10, it's sort of been my dream to become an electrician, and now it's coming to reality. It's pretty exciting. Can't wait, honestly.
The Prime Minister today took advantage of the announcement to tour the site with Braddon candidate Brett Whiteley.
This is a great mining state, and this will add nickel to the list of great exports once again.
While Premier Will Hodgman revealed his government would help the mine along by providing $3.5 million in payroll tax relief. In the long term, there's confidence the mine won't see a repeat of the price drop. Nickel and cobalt prices are expected to stay steady in the coming years as a key ingredient in the burgeoning battery market. Described as the Rolls-Royce of mines, once reopened, the Avery mine is expected to have an operating life of up to 30 years.
This feeds into the EV battery market, so this is essentially a mine for the future.
That's right.
You know, so it's not like, you know, some mine that's going extinct. You can see it's not a dirty old mine, it's a wonderful clean mine.
Yeah.
Those in Zeehan have been disappointed before, but there's hope again.
It will give a bit of a windfall for this town and our other West Coast towns. To find 200 odd jobs, you know, in the short term to fill the positions out there, those people will come from all over the state.
Sean McComish, Southern Cross News.
Business leaders in the northwest will mark the two main candidates against a checklist ahead of the by-election. Giving small business a bigger voice in Canberra tops the list of 5 demands from the sector.
The bustling kitchen of Food and Brew in Burnie is one small cog in the coast's economic engine room. But business groups want small enterprises like this to have more say by returning a small business minister to the federal cabinet.
We don't mind what colour of government we have, but what we want to make sure is that small business is the key and the thing that they're really fighting for.
It's one criteria the candidates will be judged on by the TCCI ahead of polling day. Other demands include keeping tax cuts for small business, helping companies write off assets, honouring decisions by the Fair Work Commission, and making it easier to hire staff.
We're going to hold up this scorecard and we're going to say, look, you're doing well here, but you're really dropping the ball over there.
Chambers of Commerce along the coast say both sides of politics can lift their game in the sector, with this campaign aiming to see real results beyond the pre-election circus.
In one way, gets off their high horse, gets down into the trenches with actual small business, finds out what it's like, and that's when they're going to start to iron out some of the important issues.
And in a year or two, you'd see a complete new emergence of greater confidence.
While a local business in Latrobe wants to see ongoing tourism investment to ensure the coast keeps up with shifting economic sands.
So the support of Cradle Mountain, the Cradle to Coast Tasting Trail. I think in the beginning a lot more concentration on manufacturing. I think it's shifting towards tourism now a bit more.
A long wish list, leaving candidates with plenty on their plate. Tom Johnson, Southern Cross News.
Police are investigating a spate of serious crimes in the Hobart area over the past couple of days. They include a shooting, armed robberies and a ram raid. Our reporter Louise Hedger joins us now live. Louise, good evening. First to the shooting, what's happened there?
It was around midnight last night, Joe, when several bullets were shot into a front bedroom at a Tatonga Street property in Chigwell. A 44-year-old woman was home at the time but was uninjured. Police are calling it a targeted attack after a dispute earlier that day. In another incident, there was a ram raid at Bridgewater this morning. Offenders used tools to cut down bollards and then drove a car through the doors of the Cove Hill shopping centre. Those offenders stole hundreds of dollars worth of cigarettes from Coles. Police say the two crimes may be linked. In a separate incident, police confirmed today details of an armed robbery at a Sandy Bay chemist. Yesterday afternoon around 4:15, a man brandishing a box cutter knife demanded prescription medication from a staff member. He's described as stocky with a beard and shoulder-length brown curly hair. He was wearing a black fedora and a purple Simpsons backpack. Joy, anyone who saw someone matching that description should contact Crime Stoppers.
Certainly some concerning incidents there. Louise, now you also have some details of a fraud-related arrest.
Yes, that's right, Joe. Police have been probing a complaint from Tennis Australia regarding alleged frauds. Investigators have now charged a 39-year-old Kingston woman with dishonestly acquiring a financial advantage. Police allege she defrauded money from Tennis Australia and from Women's Health Tasmania, where she volunteered. Joe, she'll appear in court next month.
OK, thank you very much for that report. Louise Hedger joining us there. An inquest has begun trying to piece together the final moments before a fatal tractor incident at Brighton in 2015. 63-year-old Alexander Dale Hall was found dead in a tractor half submerged in the Jordan River. But the coroner's been told there are 6 possible scenarios to explain the death.
In 2015, the banks of the Jordan River at Brighton became the scene of a fatal incident, its cause difficult to comprehend. Alexander Dale Hall had been mowing in the area under a council contract, but the coroner heard the tractor veered off course down a steep hill and into the water. Scott Percy, the council's work supervisor, was one of the first on the scene. He told the coroner he found Mr Hall slumped over with his face in the water, so tried to pull him back. But he wasn't breathing. 63-year-old Mr Hall was pronounced dead at the scene. The coroner heard today there are 6 hypotheses highlighted by the state forensic pathologist. They include a mechanical fault with the tractor, it hitting an object, or Mr Hall suffering a disabling medical condition. Mechanic Rodney Hill serviced the tractor. He said it was from the 90s, but for its age it was in a reasonable condition. Another mechanic inspected the tractor after the incident, but due to water damage couldn't test it. His conclusion, the tractor wasn't running when it hit the water. At the start of today's proceedings, Coroner Simon Cooper told Mr Hall's family about the purpose of the inquest. He said, as a society we value human life, so it's important to learn lessons from deaths. The case continues tomorrow. Michael Breen, Southern Cross News.
Australian band The Preachers was left fuming after its show in Launceston last night after bassist Tom Champion was reportedly hit in the face with a cup hurled on stage. He later took to Instagram to leave a message for the man who took the shot.
If you want to throw things, go to the park. The perpetrator was apprehended
and ejected
quickly
by the good
and swiftly by the good folk at the Saloon Bar in Launceston.
Saloon Bar, which hosted the event, says it's been told the incident was a misunderstanding and that the man wasn't aiming for the stage. The University of Tasmania has announced the architects which will take on the transformation of its Inverest campus. John Wardle Architects will spearhead the project as the principal consultants, collaborating with Tasmanian firms Room 11, 1+2 and Philip Lighton.
It's an extraordinary team to take on this transformational challenge to build something truly remarkable for the city of Launceston.
It's incredibly exciting for us as architects to be involved in a project of this nature where we absolutely see the physical environment is a contributor to the transformation and will be a catalyst for change.
The team will work on concept designs over the next 8 to 12 weeks, with a development application due by the end of the year. A boil water alert is still in place for Deloraine tonight, with investigations into the cause of a technical issue affecting the treatment of the supply still ongoing. The alert was put into place on Friday, with concerns the failed treatment may cause potential health issues. Residents in the area are urged to boil water for food preparation, baby formula and cleaning teeth. A new mobile phone app is hoping to be the revolution Tasmanian wildlife needs, aiming to reduce the amount of animals killed on our roads. The collaboration between Bonorong Wildlife Sanctuary and Save the Tasmanian Devil Tasmania launched today, with hopes the data collected will be used to inform mitigation and management strategies.
This app tipped as being a lifesaver for Tasmania's wildlife, and it's a piece of technology Greg Irons has been calling for.
I was on the rescue phone on Friday night, and out of 13 calls, 11 of them were involving vehicles. So it is the most common way that we see animals coming in.
Named Roadkill Tasmania, it's the brainchild between Bonorong Wildlife Sanctuary and Save the Devil Tasmania, allowing drivers to report roadkill by taking a photo of an injured or killed animal and documenting its location through a mobile's GPS.
It's not just about endangered species, it's not just about keeping them around, it's about the individual suffering that some of these animals go through.
The app will be trialled across Tasmania for 2 years, with data used to determine just which animals are worst affected and where.
It can be your 13-year-old daughter sitting beside you in the car while you're driving to work. Anybody can use this app, it's that simple.
Data collected from this app will be used to design mitigation and management strategies, which will then be implemented at roadkill hotspots across the state.
You know, it is not a big place. We've got a lot of people here who care. So we have a real possibility to cover a good deal of the state with this app.
It can be used by anyone and can be downloaded for free online. Louise Hedger, Southern Cross News.
NAIDOC Week formally began today with the raising of the flag ceremony. The week celebrates Aboriginal history, culture and achievements across the nation. Under the theme, Because of Her We Can, this year's celebration pays homage to Aboriginal women, past and present.
NAIDOC Week to us is about highlighting what makes us different and sharing our culture with the broader community.
Activities will run until the end of the week.
Lauderdale has given the strongest indication yet it will be the team to beat in the run to the TSL finals and beyond. The Bombers securing bragging rights in the Eastern Shore Derby as Thorpe Boscott ran riot, reminding fans he's still one of the league's best despite a 6-month layoff.
It was a blunt assessment from a team who thumped its fiercest rival. But Lauderdale wingman Reece Sutton says the Bombers have played better football and lost.
We're just kicking along down the line, and we spoke about that at half time. I think we broke it open a bit in the last quarter, but you know, for the majority we probably didn't use the ball like we'd like to.
The Bombers at their best or worst are looking hard to beat and have only dropped one game since round 9. The triumphant return of Thorpe Boscott after an extended layoff set to send shivers down spines of opposition coaches in coming weeks.
When he started training again, like his first run back, his skills are still elite. They hadn't changed after 6 months of not training or playing. It was he's a beast.
On the injury front, small forward Alex Hill looks set for a break after dislocating his elbow. Medical help arrived, but it didn't come from Sutton.
I was trying to keep away from it. I didn't want to see that kind of stuff, but apparently he's just dislocated his elbow, hoping for 3 weeks, but probably know more about it tonight, I think.
Meanwhile, North Launceston are unscathed after a stunning come-from-behind win against crosstown rivals Launceston.
A bit of resilience there, a bit of camaraderie as well. The group was quite happy after the game, not in their performance, but their ability to come out after three-quarter time and actually come from 3 goals down, which is good.
Whitford says his side is still 2 to 3 players away from its best 22 and will welcome back live wire Taron Thomas in a fortnight after he recovers from a thumb injury. Andrew McCarthy, Southern Cross News.
And the votes are in for the RACT Insurance Player of the Year in the TSL after round 15. Dylan Riley taking out 3 votes for Launceston in its narrow loss to the Northern Bombers. Lauderdale's Tim Mosquito has been named best on ground against Clarence. And 4 goals to the Tigers' Mitch Carter hands him the 3 votes in the game against the Demons. To the leaderboard, Glenorchy's Daniel Joseph is still in front on 14 votes. Taylor Whitford is 1 behind on 13. Clarence's Ryan Bailey is on 10. 2 Tasmanian rowers have entered the record books at the Henley Royal Regatta on the River Thames. Huon Rowing Club Sarah Hoare and Tamar Rowing Club Siona Wilson were part of the Australian Women's 8 crew taking out the Remenham Challenge Cup. The Aussies finished a length ahead of the University of London and set a new course record of 6 minutes and 36 seconds. South Hobart coach Ken Morton says his squad can still improve after its emphatic win over Olympia. He says Brazilian striker Renato de Vecchi Marins has been electric up front, despite getting some questionable attention from opposition defenders. Yesterday's 4-1 result put South just 3 points away from ladder leaders Launceston City as the race for the NPL title heats up.
We've got players coming into good form and good fitness at the right time. Injured players like Kelby Kemp now are back into full-time training and playing full games, so that's important. Alec Walters still only playing part of games, but he's getting closer to full fitness as we go forward.
Hobart's next game is against Northern Rangers at Darcy Street. Dozens of Australia's best junior badminton players are in Hobart, battling it out in the Under-19 Championships. 3 interstate entrants have recently returned from Thailand, where they competed in the prestigious Thomas and Uber Cup. Also taking part are 6 Tasmanian athletes, and while they're not expected to medal, they're relishing the competition.
Well, 2 of them have just come back from the Under-17 National Carnival, and now they're representing us also in the Under-19s, and they have just got huge potential. They train hard, they work hard, their commitment is amazing, and they're very talented as well.
Tasmania is also set to host the Australian Senior Nationals in 2019.
Good evening. The southwesterlies eased today, but we did have a few showers over the west and far south. Hobart and Burnie 13. Launceston a chilly start, but did manage the state's top today of 15, along with Devonport. St Helens 14 degrees, Flinders Island, Low Head, Friendly Beaches, Ouse and Strawn all 13, King Island and Smithton 12. A few showers did continue over the southwest as mentioned, Mount Reid topping the list with 17 millimetres. And here's the cloud pattern from the cool southwesterlies today. The west, central and south found most of the cover, the north and east mostly sunny. And here's the low-level cloud over the southeast of the nation as well. The rest of the country is cloud-free apart from patchy high cloud over western New South Wales and southern Queensland. Tomorrow the winds turn around northwesterly ahead of the next cold front. A high drifts over Victoria while troughs sit over Western Australia and Queensland. So those west-southwesterlies will reach 20 to 30 knots before moving back more to the northwest later at 10 to 20 knots. A strong wind warning for waters between Tasman Island and Low Rocky Point. We also have a road weather alert warning of icy roads in the north, west and central regions along with the upper Derwent Valley. Tuesday in Hobart, we can expect a partly cloudy 13 degrees, 12 the high for Adventure Bay, a possible shower, maybe a shower too for Tarraleah and a top of 8. Launceston tomorrow, another cool start, a morning frost and 13 degrees later, 13 for Devonport and partly cloudy, Bridport 13 as well. Burnie tomorrow, a possible shower and 13, 12 the high for Strawn with a showery day, a shower or two for Marrawar and 12 degrees the maximum. St Helens sunny though, 13 the top, 14 for Swansea, Whitemark maybe a late shower and 13 degrees. On Wednesday, a shower over the central, north, the west and the southwest. A possible shower over the northwest on Thursday, otherwise fine and mostly sunny. And on Friday, a partly cloudy day with another shower over the west coast. Sunny and 21 in Perth tomorrow, partly cloudy over Adelaide, Melbourne and Sydney. A morning frost in Canberra with a -4 there to start the day. A shower over Brisbane and sunny for the top end. And at the moment, clear and cool. 8 degrees in Hobart, Launceston 7, Devonport currently 9. Jo, that's the weather forecast. I trust it's to your liking.
It is to my liking. Thank you very much, Merv. That's all from the team for now. Have a great evening. We'll see you a little bit later with updates. Bye-bye.